you have these doctors that are just bullshit artists that are saying all these things that aren't supported by science.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. Well, literally every day now I'm seeing multiple articles coming out. Doctors, nutritionists, websites in general, attempting to debunk what the health. And you've seen my responses to several of these already here, hopefully. Anyway, the latest one to get into this game is Joe Rogan. And his may take the cake for being the most uninformed of them all. Let's listen to him.
I watched a doctor's response to What the Health.
So you may ask yourself, who is this great wise doctor that Joe is referring to? Well, it's none other than Z-Dog. Yes, Z-Dog. I've made several videos now addressing Z-Dog's debunking of What the Health and showed that he's factually incorrect in everything he asserted there. In fact, it's just all opinion. Nothing he said is based in science other than bro science.
I'd heard it was like some crazy vegan propaganda. It's not based on science at all.
Really, I'm glad you're a man of science, Joe, because your great Dr. Z-Dog there produced absolutely nothing, zero in the way of any scientific references, statistics, studies, nothing to back up anything he said. Like I said, it was just opinion. While on the other hand, the makers of What the Health knew ahead of time that their movie was going to be criticized, nitpicked by people like Z-Dog, yourself, and others. So every claim they made in the movie, you can go to their facts page on the website. You can see it minute by minute, second by second. Everything they said is backed up by some kind of scientific reference, some resource, statistic. It's there for you to see.
They're trying to say that fat causes diabetes.
No, they're not trying to say that. That's what the actual science shows. Here are the references that What the Health left on their website for people like you who are doubters. Not only does a high-fat diet cause diabetes, low-fat, high-carbohydrate, plant-based diets actually reverse diabetes. It's right here for you to see, Joe.
Fat gets clogged up, and doctors that have looked at it, there's been a ton of debunkers online that have looked at it. They say, this is pseudoscience. This is not real.
Well, just like Z-Dog, you love to state your opinion, but the true facts of reality say something different. This is actual real science, Joe. Actual published, peer-reviewed science.
But these guys lie. And as soon as you have these doctors that are just bullshit artists that are saying all these things that aren't supported by science.
Sorry, Joe. Rather, they're just saying things that are not supported by your personal misinformed opinion. The science is very clear in this matter. In fact, it's been known since the 1920s that high-fat diets aren't particularly good for your blood sugar levels.
Studies dating back nearly a century noted a striking finding. If you take young, healthy people and split them up into two groups, half on a fat-rich diet and the other half on a carb-rich diet, within just 2 days, this is what happens. The glucose intolerance skyrockets in the fatty diet group. In response to the same sugar-water challenge, the group that had been shoveling in fat ended up with twice the blood sugar.
That are saying all these things that aren't supported by science.
Nope, you're just talking out of your butt there, Joe. Show me the science. You can show me, Z-Dog can show me. In fact, here's 4 more studies from more recent decades saying the same thing as that one from the 20s, that high-fat diets cause diabetes, cause insulin resistance.
And you're saying things like saturated fats and all these things clog up in your arteries, and that causes diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is just downright hilarious. It just shows you how ill-informed Joe is. I mean, if you had actually watched the movie there, Joe Rogan, that was never claimed. They never said anywhere that high-fat, high-saturated fat diets clogging your arteries is what causes diabetes. That's just simply not true.
That's not true.
All right, at least we can agree on that, but let's see what was actually said in the movie about the cause of diabetes.
Diabetes is not and never was caused by eating a high-carbohydrate diet, and it's not caused by eating sugar. The cause of diabetes is a diet that builds up the amount of fat into the blood. I'm talking about a typical meat-based, animal-based diet, into the muscle cells of the human body.
Now let's see how your esteemed Dr. Z-Dog completely misunderstood what was said in the movie.
Did he just say that fat in the blood is what causes diabetes? The reason that fat builds up in those tissues is because of a high carbohydrate, high triglyceride generating diet.
Actually, that's wrong, Z-Dog, as those studies I just showed there dispute. And furthermore, let's have Dr. Garth Davis here explain for you in more precise detail what causes diabetes, because it went right over your head.
He says in the video, fat in the blood, that doesn't make you insulin. He doesn't quite get it. It's fat in the muscle cells, intramyocellular fat. He missed that.
And that's the point that everyone seems to not understand. Joe Rogan, Z-Dog, it's fat within the cells. That's the actual cause of diabetes. If you low carbers can produce some actual science, not just bro science or opinion that says something otherwise, let's have a look at it. Until then, let's continue on and see what else Joe says.
And when this one doctor goes over all the different things in What the Health that are incorrect, you kind of understand what it is.
Again, that's funny, Joe, because as I showed in my video about Z-Dogs reacting to watching What the Health, everything that he said is incorrect. He has nothing to support anything he's saying. Do you get that, Joe? If you're truly a person of science, you would appreciate the fact that Z-Dog has nothing to back up what he's saying. Well, let's take a look at what Z-Dog said about the movie here.
The problem with this documentary already is that it's going to mislead people into thinking there's one answer, right? And it is not one answer. This is a complex issue. That's why nutrition is so difficult to study and to recommend, because there's no one size fits all.
Well, again, that's Z-Dog's opinion, but he has zero science supporting that opinion. And if you really happen to have a problem with the studies and references that What the Health left, well, there's nothing sacred about them. Just check out another book, like, say, Proteinaholic here by Dr. Garth Davis. He has about 50 pages in the back of the book, about 700 studies in all here, peer-reviewed science. These are real studies by real doctors, not by like weird vegan activists or anything like that. All coming to the same conclusions about health that What the Health comes to.
Right. It doesn't mean that you can't have a healthy diet with salmon and fish, different kinds of ocean fish, scallops, and use that as your primary protein source.
Because of people like you making such ignorant and dangerous suggestions like that to eat seafood for health is exactly why the guys made What the Health. Check out their references here on their website. They refer to studies and papers from very non-vegan sources, non-activists, such as the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and the FDA, all coming to the same conclusion that eating seafood is particularly not a good thing to do right now due to all the bioaccumulation of toxins. And for a little fun and giggles here, let's listen to Joe give his advice to vegans what they should eat to be healthy vegans.
If you're careful and you're smart about your saturated fats and unsaturated fats and, especially essential fatty acids and things like that, you can live a very healthy life as a vegan. Just do it right.
Thanks for the health tips, Joe. In fact, I'll keep that in mind. I've been vegan since 2010, and I'm so unhealthy. I put my perfect blood tests up 3 times over the last 7 years here on YouTube. I'd like to see yours, Joe. That'd be an interesting comparison. Have you ever put your blood tests online? Just ask, and I'd like to take a look. Anyway, what do you guys think? Or comment down below. What do you think of Joe Rogan's opinions here? And as I said, they are just opinions. He's very strong about his opinions, very passionate, but they're just opinions. There's actually no science backing up anything he said or anything Z-Dog said. So they're very sincere, they're very passionate, but at the same time, they're very wrong and giving some really just poor nutrition and health advice out there.
Many Indian men in particular, and women as well, die on a vegetarian diet because they are exactly the type of people that are not tolerating the high carbohydrate load in many vegetarian diets.
And who would you like me to debunk next? So comment down below. I know there's more articles out there that I haven't even seen yet. So anyway, that's it. Hit like if you like these debunking videos. Let me know you want to see more of these, because like I said, I can do these every day now, probably for the next few weeks at least. And that's it. So until next time, guys, Joe Rogan, listen to the science, bro. Keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb.